We have one of our staff houses here at the facility. This is probably 2 years old, I guess. Had a 3-ton American Standard system installed. 95% gas furnace, I believe. And then just single stage AC, or single stage cooling. The original return system in this house, they had 3 of these 12 by 12 or 12 inch by 12 inch filter back grills. And what they did is they just put these straight into this wall cavity. And then they cut out the floor plate. It's probably about 7 inches by 3.5 inches. That's one of the 3 returns. All of them are about the same for a 3-ton system. So when you put that through your ductulator on a friction loss of 0.5, I think it came up to around 200, 250 CFMs pulling back into this unit that's designed to move 1200 CFMs. So needless to say, we had issues with our heating. It was the unit was overheating and shutting out on primary on the limit. And then in the summer on our cooling, the condensation under the house, there was so little air moving across that evaporator coil, the temperature dropped and we had condensation. This flex line right here, all the flex is 6 inch, which is another peeve, but that 6 inch flex line right here was entirely full of water. It probably had 3 gallons of water in it, and it wasn't from somebody dumping water down there. It was this condensation building up on the inside of that flex. So we had to go through and drain out the flex, and this is only after 1.5 years, 2 years of use. So I will show you what we did down below. Up here, we came into this closet, kind of your standard layout. Come into a closet here in the main room, cut the floor out, put you in a box, seal it up good and tight. And then we've got a 20 by 25. We took out the 12 inch filter that was here, put in a 20 by 25 filter back grill. We're going to end up encapsulating the crawl space and turning that into a conditioned space. But so that's what we have up top. I'll show you what we got going on underneath. Okay, now we're underneath the house. As you can see, we have, these are 8-inch concrete poured walls. They actually poured a dust cap, which is really nice. We're going to come in and put foam, actually cut in some insulation board and cover up all these vents. They've already spray foamed our band, and so we're going to turn this into a conditioned space and not have to worry so much about sealing up our system, and be a little more energy efficient on this house as well. But what they did originally, there was this return pipe right here was an 8 by 20. We pulled it out, installed a 10 by 24. This is our metal pan. It comes over and ties into that box you saw upstairs. All this has been sealed off and connected. And then we come on down. I'll show you what the original guys had done. You can see this right here. Sorry about the sound. This is that cardboard. This is made for ductwork. I've never used it, wouldn't use it. But you can, I guess. It has a vapor barrier on both sides, and it's basically made for pan, and you just nail it right to the bottom of your floor joist, and you make your joist space your actual return duct. But they had that set in there, and then it ran across to wherever those 3 1-inch or 1-foot filter back grills were. So I had some 24 by 24 boxes made. Whenever I'm doing a repair like this, those are pretty handy because they'll fit on the back of any HVAC system. We can just cut those into our flex. We're going to run some 20-inch flex. I had some, and so I'm just going to use it and come around to the box here on the back of this American Standard, and that's going to give us the airflow we need back to this unit. What I use when I'm doing, you can use this on commercial. I primarily do residential, but I use it on commercial as well. But anyway, this is my super cool slide rule, and they have a ductulator right here inside. These guys have a website that walks you through sizing a ductwork system. Highly recommend that. Also highly recommend buying one of these. If you are the owner of a company, I would buy several, put one in every truck. My technicians, when I used to run my own company, I had one in all my trucks, and that way, you know, they ran into an issue, I can kind of pull this out and walk them through it using these. But they do superheat, subcooling. You've got all your different formulas inside for checking airflow, your heat strip formulas. You've got an up-down chart in there for troubleshooting. These are super nice, and for 20 bucks, worth every penny. We're going to get this hooked back up. I am going to run my combustion air right here to the exterior since I'm going to encapsulate this space. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you can see where the condensation on this unit was just pouring during the summer. A couple install notes. Don't do this. If you're going to, when you mount these, either bring these boards out 12 inches, or better yet, take you a couple 2x4, turn them up on the side, and run them underneath the unit, and bolt those suckers way out here with like a 2x6 running down the side of the unit to get you full access to these doors. Another unit, I'm not sure if it was the same company or not, but they ran their line sets right in front of these doors over the evaporator. So now if I ever, or when you have to pull that blower motor out, you're going to have to cut in the refrigerant system, pull the vacuum, I mean, it's just going to be a nightmare. So think about the poor service technicians when you're installing units. Anyway, but that is it. We'll get this guy back up and going. Oh, one thing. This right here, Malco, has come out with these. If you're an HVAC tech and don't have one, get one. It is a reversible, blah, blah, blah. I'm not even going to try, but I can't do it with one hand. But that end piece pops off, and you have 5/16 on this side here, the yellow, and then 1/4 inch on the red. Your little magnet, so you can pop this off, flip it around, and do 5/16 or 1/4 inch. If you do a bunch of roofing, I mean, the metal, you can get your shavings by just pulling the end off, cleaning off your magnet. You're good to go. These are fantastic. I have several of them. And then on my airflow, on my ceiling, I use a lot of, the manufacturer is Hardcast, and it is their 1402 mastic sealant. Mastic tape is what we call it. It is 2 to 3 times more expensive than your old standard foil aluminum tape, but it's worth every penny. This stuff right here will come loose. It'll peel off of a metal ductwork, especially if that ductwork gets it all. You get some condensation, and it'll just peel right off. From a service standpoint, I'd go into houses all the time, and you've got this tape peeled off around your supplies, and the units are just dumping air into your attic, into your crawl spaces. So when you're sealing up units, use this. It's fantastic. It's worth every penny. Do a whole install, you might spend $80 in tape versus $20 in tape, but it's still worth it. And then I use a lot of the Hardcast. This is the duck butter that I use. It's their gray. It's really nice. Anyway, you can see I have it here on all my corners. All that Hardcast seal it up. So.